The most highly decorated tag team in pro wrestling history. They've beaten the best, they've beaten the toughest, and they're ready to come in and beat the wildest tonight.
Both the Dudley Boys and the Wild Samoans are coming into this tag team of all time. Who's the more cohesive, brotherly unit?
Who's more savage? Who's more extreme? Gentlemen, we are moments away from finding out the answers to these questions once and for all.
Guys, this is going to be a great one. You can feel the electricity already.
I feel the excitement and some fear, too.
Accompanied by Captain Lou Albano and a combined weight of 645 pounds. Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans.
This tables match might be a dream match for many, but for both the Wild Samoans and the Dudley Boys, this is about to be one team's greatest nightmare.
Alpha and Sika clearly not looking to back down here.
The Dudleys can certainly handle their own, but they've never faced anyone or anything like the Wild Samoans.
Those mean looks on both Alpha and Sika's faces. I'll tell you, they're out for blood. And the Dudleys are about to walk right into the lion's den.
Here's the battle, and it's the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika, taking on Devon and Bubba Ray Dudley, the Dudley Boys.
Two sets of brothers, two sets of absolute madmen, ready to get the tables and get downright savage.
Bringing a new definition to the term sibling rivalry. This one will get extremely physical.
And here we go, returning to the ring. Alpha and Sika, both individuals that compete barefooted. Not something common with most wrestlers, Corey, but it is actually very customary in the Samoan wrestling heritage.
It's how they train, it's how they live in the Isle of Samoa. And no one delays a fight just to put some boots on. Samoans are ready for battle at the drop of a hat.
And into the turnbuckle he goes.
Wrestling 101. If you can't stand, you can't fight.
And Bubba Ray responds. Set him up, Russian leg sweep. Massive atomic drop.
Dodge is out of the way.
Side headlock applied. Taking flight. Whoa, what a landing.
Corey, the Wild Samoans are about as tough and mean as they come, a very physical duo, and we've seen how they use their heads, almost like a concrete weapon.
Yeah, they don't need much flash. They're just a formidable ground and pound team. If they lack and nothing packs more blood force trauma than an Alpha or Sika headbutt.
Corey, I've got to know, what can the Wild Samoans do to get the advantage in this tables match? After all, this is the Dudley Boys match, the match they put on the map, the match they're synonymous with.
Well, maybe the Wild Samoans have to be a little less wild, Cole. They still need to brutalize their opponents because that's what they do best. But the last thing Alpha and Sika want to do is rush head first into a table. After all, that's exactly how you lose.
Headed to the outside.
But for what reason? Oh, man, I'm not liking it.
And Alpha and Sika just beat the Dudley Boys at their own game.
Here are your winners, Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans.
And it's the Wild Samoans standing tall, having beat the Dudley Boys at their own game.
Devon and Bubba pushed Alpha and Sika to their limits, but in the end, there was only one way this match could end.
From the very moment he arrived as
What? This place is shaking!
We never thought we'd see Sikoa again.
His opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, Solo Sikoa!
And Solo is dressed to fight, too. I really didn't think we'd see him again.
We saw him at Clash at the Castle 10 days ago where he cost Drew McIntyre the WWE Universal Championship.
Well, as far as I'm personally concerned, Sikoa isn't welcome around here. Melo needs the night off.
Well, Melo talks about wearing the biggest crown in the WWE, but it's Sikoa who sits at the biggest table in WWE.
Well, he wasn't exactly invited to sit at this table now, was he?
We said to expect the unexpected. Is this title match going to happen?
Now, this is a surprise. Carmelo Hayes seemingly had no challenger for his North American title, but Solo Sikoa just showed up here and said, I got next.
Thank goodness. Melo had an opponent chosen by the NXT Universe as they voted for Wes Lee. But Melo and Trick brutally attacked Lee backstage. Now we're being spared a Melo-bration and getting a real match. And I would have never expected Sikoa to show up. He just joined the Bloodline on SmackDown, and now he's in the main event of NXT. Can the Bloodline get even more gold tonight? As was set up in the corner of the ring.
Strong words from Carmelo Hayes before this match saying, quote, heavy is the head that wears the crown, and Melo has the biggest crown and the heaviest head.
Melo has indeed proven worthy of said crown, but he's face-to-face with a man who has a seat at the biggest table in WWE. And both men have earned their status thus far, that's for sure. Tosses their opponent down, middle rope launch, moonsault. The champ using every tool they have to protect their reign.
Solo Sikoa already with the strategic advantage, taking Hayes by surprise and challenging him for the North American title.
And the Street Champ needs to continue to be unpredictable if he wants that championship. He's got two sets of eyes watching his every move, so he needs to outmaneuver both Melo and Trick to succeed.
You got to imagine that Roman Reigns, the Usos, even Paul Heyman,
Talking about the man who has held the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship for 744 days. And the Undisputed Tag Team Champions, the Usos, who've held those titles for 422 days. Record-breaking reigns in both singles and tag team competition. If Solo captures the North American title tonight, who knows how this is quickly turning into a slugfest. So much pride, so much resiliency on display. It looks like we've got ourselves a brawl here. WWE Universe appreciating these athletes going all out. This is a war of attrition with neither superstar wanting to be the champion doing everything to retain here.
he forces a break before the count of two.
He's nowhere near ready to stop fighting yet. Connecting with the moonsault. He's lining him up.
Oh, he scouted that one. Did you see Melo's reaction when Sikoa's music hit? His looked like he saw a ghost.
Solo's been saying he got next for the North American Championship, but that was a long time ago. Melo thought Sikoa was in his rearview mirror. These two men took part in a triple threat for the North American title back at spring break and 5 months ago. But they essentially canceled each other out that night, and neither man left with the title. Tonight, we're going to see who the better man is, and it will be the one who leaves with the title.
And now propped up in the corner.
Bang! And gentlemen, we may be moments away from the Street Champ becoming the North American Champ.
Boot right to the throat.
Oh, man, he is fired up now. Ooh! Brought in the hard way. Solo lining it up. Maybe moments away from capturing that. Winding up. Samoan spike. The challenger comes up big. And Sikoa channeling his energy here.
Sikoa showing plenty of intensity here.
The power of Sikoa proving too much for Hayes right now. Both superstars countering one move after another.
Lifted and completely helpless here. And the fighting back gets them out of a precarious position.
Lariat.
That didn't go as Solo pictured.
He's finding a way to slow his opponent's assault down.
Yeah, he clearly just got a much-needed boost of energy and defiance.
Ooh, and he stops that offense.
These two have learned each other so well.
He puts him into the corner. Ow! Taking things to the top rope.
Hayes with...
Uh-oh. Oh, my God, what a move.
Oh, God.
Straight impact on the throat. Oh, my God. Down on the windpipe. Carmelo is losing his grasp for this match now.
And it looks like Solo has all the answers for Carmelo at this point. Uh-oh, winding up. Boom! Samoan Spikes.
The champ with a show of dominance, stealing that move.
3-2 count. Title still on the line.
And you gotta wonder, would their own move have finished the champ off just then?
Will that be the last opportunity?
Uh-oh. Somersault plancha to the floor.
Risking it all and able to connect like a homing missile.
Blow to the abdomen gets them out of that. Holy, meet the barricade. Delivered into the barricade.
He gets back into the ring.
Clothesline. Ah, jeez.
Gosh.
Well-placed kick. Let me point out that this is brutally unfair to the A-Champ. He prepared for Wes Lee or a night off. Now he's not getting either. This is ridiculous. The advantage is clearly in the hands of Solo Sikoa, who's had something up his sleeve all night.
Well, you think Melo is regretting the attack on Wes Lee earlier tonight?
Hayes regrets nothing. Don't you dare second-guess the A-Champ, Saxton. What a way to celebrate a year of NXT 2.0. Two of its brightest stars going to war for the North American title.
Solo and Melo.
And Sikoa sent toward the ropes, and Carmelo Hayes with a kick right to the midsection. Melo taking it to Sikoa here.
The power of Solo just a little too much for the A-Champ in this instance.
What a chop.
Trademark viciousness. Lack of mercy. That's what Solo Sikoa is all about.
Into the corner. Big splash by Sikoa. Melo in trouble. Trick Williams making sure Melo got out of harm's way, well, at least momentarily.
Yeah, momentarily is right. Sikoa continuing to inflict more punishment on the champ.
And Hayes takes out Williams on the outside. Solo standing strong.
Solo not allowing the presence of Trick Williams to distract him whatsoever.
Solo has the mindset to destroy anyone in the way of him in the NXT North American Championship. Dropped him with a big shoulder tackle.
Trick Williams has been quite the difference maker for Carmelo Hayes over the last year. How many times has Williams helped Hayes and saved that North American title?
Yeah, but 10 days ago, Solo Sikoa did the same thing for Roman Reigns when he attacked Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. Sikoa has blood on his hands, too.
Carmelo's finally able to slow all that incoming offense.
That's possibly the trigger for Hayes to battle his way back into this.
Shoulder tackle.
Great flurry of offense from Solo.
Carmelo has to gather the energy to turn the tables.
Foot to the gut.
Lifts their opponent's legs and lets him free fall.
Roundhouse on the mark.
Trick Williams cheering on Carmelo Hayes. You cannot deny the impact Trick has had since he joined his childhood friend's side.
Yeah, that decision to bring Trick Williams into NXT 2.0.
Hayes looking for a suplex, hoisting up his opponent.
Will the champ make that pay off?
Oh, this could be over.
Oh my God, did you see that? Kick out at one.
Very few superstars possess the fortitude to do what we just witnessed.
Very few? How about...
Oh, wrestling him down.
It's cinched in. This could be over.
And with the submission locked in, are we about to see a tap?
And the A-Champ stays the A-Champ.
Here is your winner, and still the NXT North American Champion.
From the very moment he arrived as the enforcer of the blood.
As we say in WWE, expect the unexpected. We expected Wes Lee to be Carmelo Hayes' opponent here, but instead, we have the surprise return of Solo Sikoa as he's claimed his title opportunity.
Solo Sikoa, fresh off joining the bloodline, is here. He has answered the call, and we indeed have an NXT North American title defense tonight for NXT 2.0's one-year celebration.
Did you see Melo's reaction when Sikoa's music hit? Hayes looked like he saw a ghost.
Solo's been saying he got next for the North American Championship, but that was a long time ago. Melo thought Sikoa was in his rearview mirror.
These two men took part in a triple threat for the North American title back at spring break and 5 months ago. But they essentially canceled each other out that night, and neither man left with the title. Tonight, we're going to see who the better man is, and it'll be the one who leaves with the title.
Got to be a tough situation for Carmelo Hayes here. He's up against an opponent he could never have planned for.
Oh, but there's a clear strategy, Cole. Solo Sikoa has an injury to his left knee. Solo had a brutal Falls Count Anywhere match last month here in NXT, and he just faced Drew McIntyre on SmackDown just a few days ago.
It's very unlikely that Solo's knee is 100% today. Melo needs to focus on further damaging that knee.
Let me point out that this is brutally unfair to the A-Champ. He prepared for Wes Lee or a night off. Now he's not getting either? This is ridiculous. The advantage is clearly in the hands of Solo Sikoa, who's had something up his sleeve all night.
Well, you think Melo is regretting the attack on Wes Lee earlier tonight?
Hayes regrets nothing. Don't you dare second-guess the A-Champ, Saxton.
And Sikoa sent toward the ropes, and Carmelo Hayes with a kick right into the midsection. Melo taking it to Sikoa here.
The power of Solo just a little too much for the A-Champ in this instance.
What a chop.
Trademark viciousness. Lack of mercy. That's what Solo Sikoa is all about.
Into the corner. Big splash by Sikoa. Melo in trouble. Sikoa. Trick Williams making sure Melo got out of harm's way. Well, at least momentarily.
And momentarily is right. Sikoa continuing to inflict more punishment on the champ.
And Hayes takes out Williams on the outside. Solo standing strong.
Solo not allowing the presence of Trick Williams to distract him whatsoever.
Solo has the mindset to destroy anyone in the way of him in the NXT North American Championship.
Trick Williams has been quite the difference maker for Carmelo Hayes over the last year. How many times has Williams helped Hayes and saved that North American title?
Yeah, but 10 days ago, Solo Sikoa did the same thing for Roman Reigns when he attacked Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. Sikoa has blood on his hands, too. We could see a count out here.
He's heading to the outside. Better watch for the ref.
Winding up.
Samoan spike.
The challenger might have what it takes to win this.
Scaling the turnbuckle here.
From way up.
Crash landing. Vicious right forearm. And continuous attack on Hayes.
And the power of Sikoa proving too much for Hayes right now. The whole ring in between them.
You got to be impressed by both Solo Sikoa and Carmelo Hayes. They've taken NXT 2.0 by storm over the last year.
Yeah, since the shift to NXT 2.0. Oh, what's coming here? Submission move being applied.
Carmelo Hayes is in trouble. He's trying somehow to hang on, but he may have to tap out or he may have no choice.
All right, now he's looking for any way to break out of this, and he does.
Oh, drop kick.
Picked up.
Beautiful spin-out powerbomb.
Oh, Carmelo for the title.
And the glory.
Kicks out before the 2 count.
This is where great cardio makes all the difference, helping you stay alive deep into the match.
And he is directed into the corner.
Point of the elbow, nailed it.
Trick will look. Trick has had some
Rearing.
He answers right back.
Caught with a punch.
These two are clearly fired up, going blow, batting down the hatches. These two are loaded.
Just teeing off with that fight forever vibe.
The fight is on, and it's furious.
Nothing pretty here, just good old-fashioned fisticuffs.
Shoulders are down. 2 retain. A defiant kick out after 1.
still going to take a massive effort to keep him down.
And they just busted out an impactful maneuver.
Big body drop.
What elevation.
There's some power behind that punch. Superstar setting up. What an aggressive side slam.
Sent right into the corner.
The whole ring in between them and a collision in the corner.
That offense will definitely knock the wind out of him.
Making his way to the top here.
From the top.
Diving headbutt.
Quickly transition. Shoulders are down.
Uh-oh. What the? Sikoa is the new champion.
Here is your winner, and new NXT North American Champion, Solo Sikoa!
Solo is your new champion. It is the North American title now going to SmackDown. This has to be the most unpredictable era in WWE history.
You know Sikoa was given his marching orders from the head of the table. Don't leave NXT without the gold. Well, mission accomplished for the newest member.
I ain't doing this one. We can have all the fun we want with these video games and this showcase, and these fantasy matchups like Offensica versus Bubba Ray and Diva. I'm not doing shtick about Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. That's a little too volatile. And it's way too personal for Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins came up together in the Shield. And Seth Rollins took it upon himself to disband the Shield by blindsiding Roman Reigns with a chair. At WrestleMania 31, Roman Reigns, in the main event of WrestleMania, was about to win the WWE title when Seth Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank and stole the main event, the match, and the title from Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns lost the Undisputed Championship after almost 4 years, the greatest title reign of all time to Cody Rhodes. Not because Cody Rhodes was the better man, but because Seth Rollins was right there. And the seduction, the bloodlust that Roman Reigns had for that moment of revenge was too much for Roman Reigns to give up. And for the first time in Roman Reigns' life, he took his eye off the ball for that much time and smashed Seth Rollins with a chair, the same way Seth did a decade earlier to Roman. And that moment gave Cody Rhodes all he needed to end the most historic title reign in WWE history. I'm supposed to do shtick about Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for a showcase? I mean, it's smart, because the next time Roman Reigns steps into the ring with Seth Rollins will be the last time Seth Rollins steps into a ring. Next time Roman Reigns gets his hands on Seth Rollins, you won't have your architect anymore. You won't have your visionary anymore. You won't have your revolutionary anymore. You will have your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, but you'll never again have Seth freaking Rollins. Roman Reigns will put an end to Seth Rollins in WWE. And then the only way you'll ever be able to see Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins will be in the WWE 2K25 showcase. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins from the 2022 Royal Rumble. And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
The big question as we kick off Royal Rumble, will Roman survive tonight?
Well, the man who's walking down the aisle here in front of 44,000 plus is the greatest champion of all time, transcending the business. And tonight, it's personal. For 17 months, Roman Reigns has dominated everyone. And luckily for Roman, he's had a special counsel and his cousins to help him keep cool, keep focused, and concentrate on the business at hand.
Now Paul Heyman is gone, and the Usos are barred from ringside. And without those calming forces, Corey, cracks started to form last night in Roman's armor.
No telling how Roman's going to handle things on his own. It's been years since he competed on his own, but That's the situation we're seeing right now for the Tribal Chief. In recent weeks, Seth Rollins touched on the one thing that Roman Reigns has not been able to get over: the dissolution of the Shield at the hands of Seth Rollins.
Roman Reigns is a loyal man, a family man, and what Seth Rollins did to his family was cowardly in the eyes of the head of the table, the Tribal Chief, the man who is blessed by the gods of sports entertainment.
Corey, on SmackDown last night, we saw one thing that we haven't seen out of Roman Reigns. We saw Roman Reigns lose his cool.
Look at this. Even more mind games from Rollins. As we heard that music pop right there, the Shield, you can't help but have a little nostalgia. You can't help but think back to the glory days of when the Shield would go to town, beating everybody down.
Until that man right there, Seth freaking Rollins, decided to tear it apart.
Seth Rollins says he knows Roman Reigns so well. He knows how to prey on the insecurities of the Universal Champion. He knew there was one thing that Reigns will never get over, and that is that Seth Rollins chose to end the Shield.
The infamous blow to the back of Roman Reigns with a steel chair many years ago, which broke up perhaps the greatest faction in WWE history. Well, tonight, Rollins will use that to get in the head of the champ and win the Universal title.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the Universal Championship. Introducing the challenger from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking and his opponent from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, he is the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns.
And that title, the WWE Universal Championship, has been in Reigns' possession for a record-breaking 516 days. Can he extend the reign even further tonight? The Royal Rumble Premium Live event kicks off with a match between two former brothers. Roman Reigns in his record 516-day reign as Universal Champion versus Seth Rollins, donning the old gear that they used to wear in the Shield.
Rollins looks very comfortable in that tactical vest yet again.
But he's even more comfortable inside the head of the Tribal Chief. We haven't seen Roman with this type of look, this type of confusion in 500-plus days.
And the wise man, Paul Heyman, will be at ringside for a championship match tonight, just not this one.
And that's just sickening to me, Cole. Reigns had just cause for firing the wise man, and now Paul's right back with his old client. Heyman has zero loyalty to the bloodline.
Okay, Corey, did you forget the fact that Roman attacked Heyman? Anyway, Reigns just needs to forget all of that tonight. Rollins is already playing next-level mind games in this match. Reigns cannot let Paul Heyman's actions affect him. Total snap suplex. Getting to his feet, but he doesn't know what's waiting.
What a way to get out of that one.
Reigns has his opponent in a fireman's carry and switches into a flapjack.
Even before Seth put his gear on, he came into this match with a clear-cut advantage.
You're right, Cole. 1 week ago on SmackDown, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens defeated the Usos. As a result, Jimmy and Jay are barred from ringside.
It was an all-or-nothing move, as Rollins would have lost his title opportunity had that match gone the other way. It just proves that Seth freaking Rollins will take every freaking risk to win.
Roman certainly seems out of his comfort zone right now, guys.
Reigns and his comfort zone aren't even in the same zip code tonight, Cole. Unless he can snap out of it fast, he's going to make a mistake that Rollins will capitalize on.
Propped up in the corner.
You want to wear your Shield gear? You want to play mind games with the head of the table, Seth? This is what you get. Be prepared for the wrath of the Tribal Chief.
What a headbutt.
Gentlemen, for 17 months, Roman Reigns has dominated. He had special counsel and cousins to help him stay in control, to keep his cool, to concentrate on the business at hand. But now Paul, neither superstar giving an inch here. Ooh!
Back and forth, neither one giving up any ground. Looks like a hockey fight's just broken out.
You can feel the contact, and so does the WWE Universe. What impressive determination from both competitors, keeping at each other no matter what.
Oh, what a right!
Man, that's some attitude behind it.
Oh, gut punch. Nasty. Reigns so close to finishing this, he can taste it. Ending Rollins and closing the book on the Shield will be his biggest victory yet.
Seth Rollins desperately needs to figure this out.
And you can see Seth is being run into the ground by Roman.
A defensive elbow to the gut ends that. The Tribal Chief has been dominant over the last 516 days since he captured the Universal Championship. Month after month, he's dominated every top contender on the SmackDown roster.
Reigns has beaten big names over the last year and a half. But Braun Strowman, Rey Mysterio, the Demon Finn Balor, even John Cena. But Reigns has to be bothered by the fact that he has never been able to knock off Rollins in a premium ladder match in his career. Never successfully defended a title against Rollins.
Indeed, two of the biggest PLE losses of Roman Reigns' career have been at the hands of Seth freaking Rollins. At Money in the Bank in 2016, Rollins defeated Reigns for the WWE title. And a year prior to that, Rollins committed the heist to the century and used the Money in the Bank to steal Roman's WWE Championship in the main event of WrestleMania.
Reigns had that scouted.
Seth Rollins says he knows Roman Reigns so well, says he knows how to prey on the insecurities of the Universal Champion.
Rollins knew there was one thing that Roman Reigns could never, ever get over, that it was Seth Rollins who chose to end the Shield.
That blow to the back of Roman Reigns with a steel chair so many years ago. Put back and forth we go. Ooh.
Giving up now is not an option. They have to finish this.
Slugging away with everything they've got. They are emptying their tanks, going back and forth like this.
And now he's going to the top rope.
Look out! 5-star frog splash!
Seth with a big move there. The title is within reach.
And the champ gets free and won.
Wow, I thought this was over. Got out of the way.
The stomp has been so effective for Rollins, but he might have an even more dangerous move this night with the pedigree.
Indeed, the pedigree made famous by a man who's been part of the story since the beginning. Triple H, the man who manipulated Rollins into turning on the Shield, became something of a father figure for Rollins.
And judging by the cerebral approach Rollins has taken tonight, he indeed knows.
If he keeps taking targeted strikes like this, he's going to be doubled over before long.
Oh, wait, right!
Dishing out a suplex. Slam. I hate to say this, but the Tribal Chief has become extremely frazzled without the benefit of having the bloodline by his side.
Every little move Rollins makes seems to put Reigns on edge. This outfit, the Shield's entrance music. I bet if Rollins gave Roman a fist bump, it would make the Tribal Chief go nuclear.
Gets lifted into position.
Over the top, into a rough landing.
Reigns is wasting no motion.
The power and rage of the Tribal Chief is just overwhelming Rollins here. Oh, heavy contact into the steel steps.
Into the barricade.
Oh, no, what could this be?
Oh, don't do this.
Hung up on the barricade. And a big boot.
I have to admit, it's a pretty cold move for Rollins to just take the years of history the Shield had and turn it into a joke here tonight.
It's appalling, Saxton. Rollins has always treated that sacred history as a joke. Now we know that Roman Reigns is a loyal man, a family man. What Seth Rollins did to his family 8 years ago was cowardly. Now it's time for Rollins to pay.
Crank in the head. Seth Rollins' chances are whittling down.
Reigns is picking up steam.
Oh, he flips that around.
At last, he's keeping that string of offense in check.
That's possibly the trigger for Seth to battle his way back into this. Each counter leaving these competitors at a stalemate.
Oh, Seth gets caught with a counter.
Kick to the gut.
Boom! DDT.
Reigns, Rollins, both men are waging an epic battle.
For years, these Shield brothers would go town to town and beat the competition to a pulp. Tonight, they're doing it to each other.
Ooh, counters that into a boot.
Legs caught. Clothesline takes him down. Forget about it. Roman Reigns has just taken command.
And Reigns is holding nothing back against Rollins. Textbook jumping clothesline.
Oof.
Clothesline! Reigns with a Superman punch!
Absolutely laid Rollins out. And now Reigns can finally overcome his former Shield brother. The Tribal Chief oozing disdain for his opponent.
Head of the table.
What a spear by Reigns.
The champ might have just sealed things.
Spear by Reigns.
Did the champ just finish the job?
Gets the reversal. What a counter.
Lots of counters from each athlete. Impenetrable defense. I don't even think Roman's aware of where he is anymore. He has tunnel vision for Rollins. The only thing the Tribal Chief is seeing right now is red. And heaven have mercy on Reigns, old Shield brother now.
Everyone is on their feet. And here's Reigns now, misses wildly with the clothesline attempt. Spear! Spear by Reigns! Roman Reigns from out of nowhere with a spear!
That could end it for Rollins if Roman could just make the cover.
Roman trying to fight through the pain. Oh my, guys. Guys, look at what Rollins is doing.
After all these two have been through, Rollins wants that Shield fist bump.
Reigns shaking it off as Rollins continues to try to play mind games.
Yeah, but that may have triggered a litany of emotions within the Tribal Chief. Reigns unsure of what to do.
Roman Reigns determining what to do now. Will he slay his former brother? Reigns now. Look, gonna lock in the guillotine. Submission
Well, there's
move
your
locked
answer.
in. Submission move locked in.
Rollins in major peril right now. Rollins looking like he's starting to fade.
Seth trying desperately to make it to the bottom rope.
I'm not sure he can make it, Corey.
Trying to make it to the rope to force some sort of break. Seth trying to hang on. How can he do this here? Is Rollins going to tap here? What's Rollins going to do? Is he going to tap out?
Well, he makes it to the rope. Reigns has a 5 count to break the hold.
And Reigns breaks the hold here. Roman breaks the hold, and this match continues.
It just shows you how locked in Roman Reigns is to winning this match. Rollins just motionless now. Roman had that guillotine locked in far too long.
Well, the oxygen slowly circulating through Seth again, but I feel it's just a matter of time. The fun and games Rollins has been playing has pushed the Tribal Chief past his boiling point.
Oh, stop right to the hand.
Here's the pump handle. Suplex.
Launched. Textbook jumping clothesline. Oof.
Placing him in the corner. Superman punch!
And a thunderous spear. That could be enough to continue the reign.
Right about now, Roman Reigns demands acknowledgement. Roman getting ready to finish this, to finally vanquish the demons of...
Rollins being put into the guillotine. This is the biggest danger Seth has faced.
This is the tightest I've ever seen Roman squeeze this submission.
Perfectly executed submission hold, locked in deep.
Will we see a tap out?
Gotta find a way out of the guillotine. They're not gonna last long while we're bridging out.
Incredible. Reigns hits it.
Consider your title dreams dashed after that.
Now the pin for the championship. Makes the cover.
And Reigns retains the title.
Here is your winner, and still the Universal Champion,
Roman Reigns has finally done it. Finally earned that title defense against Seth Rollins. Finally exercised the ghost of the Shield.
It looks like a huge weight has been lifted from the shoulders of the Tribal Chief. Roman may never forgive Rollins, but now he can forget him.
I'm the last guy to knock a revolution. I've led a few of those, you know. I admire revolutionaries. I respect evolutionaries. They are the lifeblood of the bloodline. So when Solo Sikoa seized the moment and became the tribal chief in Roman Reigns' absence, I didn't like it. I don't even think I respected it. But something deep down in me admired it. That took some forward thinking. I'm the chief now! Now we all know what happened when the OG bloodline, led by Roman Reigns, faced the new rogue bloodline, led by Solo Sikoa, in the War Games. But there was a discussion here while planning the WWE 2K25. The wise man, admittedly a little intrigued. What if War Games was limited to only OG bloodline, no honorary uses, versus Solo's rogue bloodline, no honorary uses? It's 4-on-4 Roman Reigns. The Usos, Sami Zayn, versus Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and the most dangerous new competitor WWE has ever seen, the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. What happens then? This is your moment to determine who is the real bloodline. This is your moment to determine who is the only bloodline. This is where the bloodline's legacy and the bloodline's future is in your hands.
The following contest is the men's War Games match. The rules of the match are as follows. Two teams will be contained in separate cages, with one member of each team starting the match. At regular intervals, alternating members from each team will be released to enter the match. The team with the advantage will be the first to have a member released into the match. Once all competitors have entered, War Games officially begins. The match can be won by pinfall or submission. Exiting the cage will result in a forfeit. And now, let the War Games begin!
The bloodline is in chaos. This wrestling dynasty is on the brink of collapse.
This conflict goes far beyond acknowledgement, Michael. This man and the original Bloodline are fighting for their livelihood.
Introducing first, from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds, main event, Jey Uso!
This man and the rest of the original Bloodline is under attack. The new Bloodline will do whatever it takes to wipe out the old guard.
But this man and the rest of his crew will not go down without a fight. This is a power struggle that could not be contained by a traditional 20-by-20 ring. He's ready to bring the heavy fire to the new Bloodline.
The original Bloodline was created with the wisdom of the elders, but this man and the new Bloodline are destroying what was built.
Well, this conflict was unfathomable until now. The new Bloodline is ready to hunt.
And from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob.
The new Bloodline does not live by a code. They do not act with honor. This man says the OG Bloodline will suffer the consequences of their disloyalty.
We are looking at a heavy hitter with pure malice in his eyes.
And he's looking to make his name at the expense of the old guard of the Bloodline.
The OG Bloodline have never faced a threat like this.
The island of relevancy is no more. The OG Bloodline is fighting bloodthirsty savages who will feast on whatever they can.
There will be no hesitation in pulling the trigger, and the OGs have got to match that ferocity.
Here we go. First two combatants locked in the War Game structure. The original Bloodline versus the new Bloodline in the match beyond.
The WWE Universe has wanted to see this war for some time, gentlemen. Roman and his old guard versus Solo and the new crew.
So many questions. Can Roman's teammates put their past animosity aside? Can the rest of Solo's gang handle a match against competitors with more War Games experience?
Well, Byron, I think we'll know the answer to all those questions in just a matter of minutes. 8 men in this war, but one seems to be fighting his own internal battle. That man, Jimmy Uso.
He's currently on Team Roman, but this might be an instance of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Well, Jimmy had clashes with Roman. He went to war with his brother Jey, but the men who put Jimmy on the shelf for months stand across the ring. Jimmy's out for every member of Solo's squad tonight, and he'll deal with the rest of his fractured family later.
Being carried around now. One step ahead there. Gotta be a bit tough for Jey to stand up amongst this team. Some close allies, but some enemies he's yet to forgive.
We've seen the wars that Jey has waged with his cousin Roman, with his brother Jimmy, but he needs to put that aside tonight.
And Jey has the title wins and big victories that earned him the main event moniker. But if he's the one to put away the new Bloodline, he will truly be the main event of War Games.
Before War Games officially starts, what do you guys think is the key to the old school Bloodline coming out on top?
Every one of these men is a proven main eventer, Michael, but that won't be enough if they can't stay on the same page.
Yeah, given how united Solo's team is, I don't think even the Mount Rushmore of WWE can handle the new Bloodline.
Roman and his crew need to remember what bonded them, what made their team Usi, and work as a real team. Just one last time. Through the ring door and adding a bit of leverage to the situation. How disrespectful, my gosh. Got out of the way, but can he capitalize?
Solo Sikoa's group at a decided disadvantage. His side has less experience inside this structure.
But look at how young and hungry Team Solo is. In particular, Tama Tonga is a real wild card. He's like a hyena locked in a cage with a bunch of raw meat.
I even asked Tama backstage if he was looking forward to this match, and he just said to me, yeah.
Great journalism there, Byron.
Thanks, Michael. Tonga Loa now entering the fray of Bloodline War Games.
My goodness, the human skeleton shouldn't have to endure a smash like that.
Good defense there. Never saw it coming.
Just trying to pound their opponent into the ground even further. No doubt about it. This is just adding extreme insult to injury. Solo Sikoa, leader of the new Bloodline, has called himself the head of the table, called himself the tribal chief.
And when he asked the WWE Universe to acknowledge him, we're hearing more and more of the crowd agree.
Well, Solo is growing power with big wins and title reigns, but this is his biggest test yet. If his crew can defeat Romans, Sikoa will be everything he says he is. And
looking helpless right now. Body shot. Back to the neck.
Tossed clear across that gap and crashing down into the opposite ring. What a headbutt. Vicious.
Sami Zayn grew so much as a member of the Bloodline, it really gave him a sense of self-worth.
yeah, but part of that self-worth came from defying Roman, from defeating the Usos, which begs the question, and I wish there was a better way to phrase this. Is Sami Zayn still Usi?
I think he is, Corey. Sami seems elated to be fighting alongside Jay and even Jimmy. Those are his dogs.
Definitely some damage dealt to him there.
And I don't like it, but in War Games, a one-sided brawl is all perfectly good. Explosive. The table just exploded.
Just a mess of wood and flesh after that.
I see how it is. Going to take any shortcut to bypass a clean competition.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a shortcut, Saxton.
I think Ty is going to be a breakout performance for Jacob Fatu. So much raw talent in that young man.
Every Bloodline member, new and old, is a generational alpha. But Jacob seems to be a step ahead of every one of these men at times.
Many already believe Jacob can take the mantle as the leader of the Bloodline. If he's the one to earn the victory tonight, his time as the tribal chief may come sooner than anyone thinks.
Backfire into a DDT. He took a vicious hit there.
Oh, gosh, I hope we've got medical staff standing by.
Yeah, it sure looks like we'll need them. This is certainly an effective use of a forearm object. Old Bloodline, new Bloodline. Both sides engaging in a brutal battle.
Air from the middle rope.
Tama Tonga looking to get wild inside War Games alongside his Bloodline.
If there's one man here with the most to prove, it's got to be Tonga Loa.
We've often seen that the man with the most to prove ends up being the difference maker in War Games.
Many folks say Tonga Loa is just a foot soldier for Solo. But let's not forget, this man is the son of Haku. Just like his father, Tonga Loa truly excels in a brawl. And there is no bigger brawl than War Games.
Absorbing the pain of another attack to the head. He could be dazed.
Jacob's planning something here. DDT! Did Jacob Fatu get enough of it?
It seems like this match is becoming something of an uphill battle for him. Hey guys, this is what War Games is all about. Both bloodlines living it all. Here comes another one.
DDT! Does Jimmy have any fight left? Wait a second. He's going up the wall. The Extreme War Games mentality is taking over.
Countdown underway from the top.
Oh, man. Kick to the face.
And the tribal chief is now entering blood. Both wrists captured at the sending a big boot. That could put Tama down for good. The pillars of this building must be crumbling from the energy these fans are putting out right now.
Is giving it right back.
Looks like they're bringing additional firepower with them into what is now essentially a handicap match. And Zayn looking a bit worse for wear after being on the receiving end of that offense.
Shattering. Crucial moment for Tonga Loa.
Climbing into the ring, pretty much entering a war zone. Oh! That hurt. Right to the leg.
Really just laying it in.
Carried in a jeopardizing position here.
John Henry swinging the hammer like that.
And he just got caught good once again.
And his body has to be in extreme amounts of pain right now.
Mere seconds away from evening the odds in War Games.
And now the new tribal chief, Solo Sikoa, joining Bloodline War Games.
Fighting out. Hammer punches to the face.
Looking evasive. It's been a hard check for these superstars to get to this point. I think these fans are driving them to claw an extra inch. You can say taking flight.
Look at, oh, he slipped out of harm's way.
Oh my goodness, he's starting to look bad.
Oh, the rear super kick.
Nasty. Punch right in the head.
Right into the corner.
Step up, Enziguri.
He gets manhandled over into the opposite ring.
Insulting.
But now here's Jey Uso.
Oh man, this might be it.
Victory nearly in hand for Tonga. Right now, I just don't know what it's going to take. Good golly. Utilizing his power and tossing him across the rings. Spear! Spear!
The lights are out for Sikoa.
I can't see this fight going much deeper.
It's time to catch that second, maybe even third win.
Lift it up.
The guillotine cinched in. This one could be over.
And this is going to cause so much agony, so much stress on the neck.
Get it locked in. I didn't expect him to just let go.
I don't know what he's thinking.
Roman Reigns locked and loaded, measuring his opponent. Here we go.
Reigns got all of it.
Goes for the pin.
The end could be near.
Roman wins War Games.
The new bloodline has fallen.
Here are your winners, Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn, the Bloodline.
Unbelievable. Roman's original bloodline crew found a way to work together and reestablish their dominance.
You may not know who your brother or enemy is by their last name, but when you're in battle, look to your left, look to your right. That's family. And this is the one true bloodline.
Okay, a little bit out of character for your wise man, but that was a little bit difficult for me to watch. Seeing this family splinter into two groups, fighting against each other, it breaks my dark heart. But they're all grown men, and you settled the issue. Now let's give Solo credit. Forming Team Solo was, of course, his usual backup of Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, the sons of Haku, feared as one of the baddest men to ever walk planet Earth. Along with them, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, son of Tama, also known as TK All Day, the Tonga Kid, another fearsome competitor from WWE's golden era. But did you know that Haku and Tama once comprised one of WWE's most impressive tag teams? Haku had been considered family by the Dynasty for years on end, and his teaming with Tama, brother of Rikishi, solidified this for eternity. The Islanders were a formidable test for any tag team in WWE in the late 1980s, competing against teams like the Hart Foundation and the British Bulldogs. Initially fan favorites, the two would embrace a more hard-nosed approach and even teamed up with WWE Hall of Famer Bobby the Brain Heenan, finding even more success. The